ॐ नमः श्री यतिराजाय विवेकानन्दसूरये सच्चित्सुखस्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे. Welcome to Jnana Yoga. Till now we have seen 10 chapters, all of which were lectures delivered by Swami Vivekananda in London. Now from this chapter onward, the lectures are delivered in United States, mostly in New York. This 11th chapter is titled The Cosmos, the Macrocosm. Swamiji starts this lecture by narrating that humans since time immemorial have wondered about the external world and have tried to search its source. Swamiji says the whole mass of existence which we call nature has been acting on the human mind since time immemorial. It has been acting on the thought of man, and as its reaction has come out the question, what are these? Whence are they? So, observing the nature, man has always wondered from where has this entire world come. The title of the lecture is Macrocosm, that is the external world, and humans have always wondered about its origin. This question has been asked multiple times and different answers are given. Not that all answers are wrong, some clarity has been gained through these answers. But so long as the conscious being wonders about external world, the question remains. Ancient Indian Vedic rishis also pondered over this, and they came to the conclusion that in the beginning there was neither ought not not, that there was nothing in the beginning. It was no name and form, no universe was there. How did they know? They observed the external world and found out that the cyclic nature is present in everything in the universe. From a seed, tree is grown, and from tree again seed is obtained, and again from seed tree grows. Sun pulls the water from the ocean in the form of vapor, and then again the water comes down to earth as a rain, and thus the cycle continues. So anything in the world, if you take, it has a cyclic nature. It comes from a causal state to subtle state, subtle to grosser forms, and from grosser it goes back to subtle and to causal. So from causal to subtle to gross, and from gross to subtle to cause. This is cyclic nature is observed uniformly throughout the universe. Thus, by knowing the one particle of universe, we can understand the whole universe. If everything is in cyclic form, then we don't have to check on each and everything. If we observe one part of the universe, then that same law applies everywhere. So Sri Ramakrishna famously says that when you are cooking rice and you want to check whether the rice has been properly cooked, you don't have to press each and every particle of grain of rice. One grain you check, if it is cooked, that means the entire rice in the pot is cooked. So to understand the nature of the external universe, one aspect of it can be taken, and if it is analyzed, that general nature can be attributed to the entire universe. Thus this entire cosmic cycle, if we apply this cycle, then the entire creation coming up, taking different shapes, coming to human level, and then again going back to the causal state. This entire cycle is called Kalpa in Indian system. And when the end comes, it is not a destruction in the sense of everything is annihilated. It's just going back to subtle and then causal form, ready for the next cycle. Indian rishis deeply analyze this, and Swamiji mentions sage Kapila Mahamuni, the philosopher, saint who put forth the Sankhya philosophy. Swamiji mentions that he is the father of all philosophy. somewhere other in complete works, Swamiji says that any philosophy, whether in India or in any part of the world, owe their origin to Sankhya philosophy, to Kapil Mahamuni. So he is actually the father of all philosophy throughout the world. And he had proved this cyclic nature in the universe. So all the forms in the universe are repeated ad infinitum. It's just cyclic thing goes on and on and on. That is actually the meaning of the word samsara. And effect is nothing but cause in another form. Hence, the universe cannot come from nothing. If the cyclic nature is the law, then out of nothing, out of zero, the universe cannot come. There must be something out of which it came, it became gross, and then it will go back to that out of which it came. So what was that material out of which this universe was projected? So if we analyze this modern theory of evolution, which says that the forms evolved, is fine, but they have taken only the one aspect of the chain. They understand only one part, because they don't take into consideration the other part of evolution, that is involution. The evolution is fine, but then again involution is there. So if evolutionists can accept this fact of involution, in fact they would be the greatest supporters of religion. Swamiji says the whole series of evolution, beginning with the lowest manifestation of life and reaching up to the highest, the most perfect man, must have been the involution of something else. The next question is the involution of what? What was involved? God. The evolutionist will tell you that your idea that it was God is wrong. Why? Because you see God is intelligent, but we find that intelligence develops much later on in the course of evolution. It is in man and the higher animals that we find intelligence. But millions of years have passed in this world before this intelligence came. This objection of the evolutionist does not hold water, as we shall see by applying our theory. So Swamiji is taking on the objection of the evolutionists, that they say that the intelligence seen in human beings was not there in the chain of evolution. Millions of years before human being came with intelligence on the scene, there was no intelligence. So how could you say that the entire creation has come from the intelligence, that is God? So Swamiji says that we will prove that it is not so. Then he goes on to show that since we have seen everything is cyclic, and it is only the cause becoming grosser and grosser, and then again becoming subtler and subtler to go back into the cause. Now he says apply this to Jnani or incarnation, one who has realized his or her infinite pure consciousness bliss self, because that is the perfect man. So intelligence seen manifested at human stage of evolution and even perfected in perfect humans, that is like Christ, Buddha, or any Jnani or any self-realized seer, must be present in the involved form at the beginning of the series at protoplasm stage. That is, if we find the perfect human being, that is a self-realized incarnation or seer who has realized God, that is, realized himself to be the all-pervading pure consciousness bliss. That is the one end of the chain. That means at the other end of the chain, the seed must be the same intelligence which at the other end evolved as a perfect man. So out of that infinite intelligence, the entire chain has come. So thus it is proved that in the beginning was also that intelligence out of which the entire chain of evolution has come, and it has reached its end, so to say, in the self-realized soul. And in what do we find in self-realized soul? That he finds himself to be infinite pure consciousness bliss. So that is, if that is the cyclic nature is the thing of the universe, then it must be that the infinite intelligence was at the beginning. Swamiji says this universal intelligence is what we call God. Call it by any other name. It is absolutely certain that in the beginning there is that infinite cosmic intelligence. This cosmic intelligence gets involved and it manifests, evolves itself until it becomes the perfect man, the Christ man, the Buddha man. Then it goes back to its own source. That is why all scriptures say, in him we live and move and have our being. That is why all the scriptures preach that we come from God and go back to God. Do not be frightened by the theological terms. If terms frighten you, you are not fit to be philosophers. This cosmic intelligence is what theologians call God. So in a sense, if we use the word God, that means that the whole creation comes out of God and goes back to God. Now, the scientist and some other modern people would object to the word God. They would say that no, the word has got all sorts of negative connotations or wrong ideas associated with it during this evolution of man and growth of civilization. But Swamiji says that it is better to use the word God than any other new word, as God is associated with all the hopes, aspirations, best values and happiness of humanity, as also with the majestic and powerful ideas. Throughout history of humanity, we will see generation after generation, people have had hopes and aspirations and faith and ideas of majesty associated with this word. Though it may have been corrupted at the hands of ignorant folks, still, instead of taking up any new word, we should free instead this ancient word of its superstitions that are accumulated and use it in its true spirit. So Swamiji says, we now see that all the various forms of cosmic energy, such as matter, thought, force, intelligence, and so forth, are simply the manifestation of that cosmic intelligence, or as we shall call it henceforth, the Supreme Lord. Everything that you see, feel, or hear, the whole universe, is His creation. To be a little more accurate, is His projection, or to be still more accurate, is the Lord Himself. It is He who is shining as the sun and the stars. He is the Mother Earth. He is the ocean Himself. He comes as gentle showers. He is the gentle air that we breathe in, and He it is who is working as force in the body. He Himself is both the material and the efficient cause of this universe, and He it is that gets involved in the minute cell and evolves at the other end and becomes God again. He it is that comes down and becomes the lowest atom and slowly unfolding His nature rejoins Himself. This is the mystery of the universe. This is the only solution of the cosmos that satisfies the human intellect. In one word, we are born of Him, we live in Him, and unto Him we return. Thus, Swamiji concludes this lecture, the cosmos, the macrocosm, by proving that the entire universe, including all souls and every conscious being, comes out of God, that is infinite pure consciousness bliss. And not only it comes out, but it is projection, or in other words, it is God Himself who is as the world and every being. Next, Swamiji will take up the other part of this lecture, the cosmos, the microcosm. Om Tat Sat.